All right, guys, so on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little more in depth when it comes to the GhostCodes platform and going to show you exactly my secret strategy for getting more downloads and more kudos. And it all came down to a book that I read called Influence by Robert Delcini, and it's a very, very popular book that talks about basically about how to influence others in powerful positions. And there's a whole subject on there that it came down to what's called reciprocation, to reciprocate. And usually what reciprocate means is that it means that if I give you something, you feel compelled to give me back, sort of like, it's kind of like a game, a challenging game of like, here, I gave you something, and then someone says, oh gosh, this guy gave me something, now I have to do something for them back. It's not necessarily that the what everybody's going to do. There's people that are takers and people that are givers. But what I'll tell you about reciprocation in Snapchat world is that it's micro. So there's really not a lot of commitment involved for people to give you another kudo back if you give them kudos. So I didn't spend any money in ads. I didn't do anything. I didn't tell anybody I had a ghost code like any of my friends. I didn't go on Facebook and tell anybody until this point, until I built the snaphacker.ninja site. So just keep that in mind. I built it to this point where it's at today, and actually just filmed a lot of these videos today. So I haven't told anybody, and I was able to do it. So if I can do it, you certainly can do it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly the strategy that I used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the psychology of what I believe. Now, this is just speculation. This does not mean that it's right or wrong or true or right or indifferent anyway. But it's just speculation. It's basically my background. I've got a marketing background, a sales background, and so I kind of understand like the psychology of it. So what I would say is when I was studying it was a few things. So going to the category section, and remember how I told you these categories are based off popularity. So these actually go up. So when I first came on to GhostCodes, the very top thing was like inspirational. And I could click on here and I could go to inspirational, and like Lewis Howes was like the #1 spot. But now it looks like he's getting surpassed because one, he's probably not focusing so much on it as maybe he was at first, and also, I mean, gosh, he's #3, so like it doesn't really matter. And then also when I got there, he was actually being featured like on these spots here where everybody's being featured at. So he was pretty fortunate. Obviously, he's a legend in any online industry and podcaster and all that stuff, and he's wrote a couple of books, and he's definitely an an inspirational person to listen to. And so that is kind of how that worked. Now, knowing that it's all based on popularity, think about that. Everything here is based off popularity. So if you go to music, these top people are going to be the ones that are going to be you're going to heart. Now, I haven't really gone to music at all. So my thinking on the music side is obviously these top rows, no matter where you're at, they're going to be hit first. However, the way I want to say about this is that if you're a marketer or a salesperson and you want to build a list, you got to find people that are interested in the same topics that you are interested in. And remember here, when we could go to interest here, we could go to interest and find, people that are interested in the same stuff. So I could go to business, or I can go to marketing. So marketing, look at that. 1,265 people picked marketing. So there's tons and tons and tons. So I could go here and I could literally give every single person a kudo here. So look, here's someone that says they're nonprofit, but they also are interested in marketing. So I could give them a kudo. Their kudo is going to fill up, and then I can keep going through. Now the idea, and if you noticed, look how many hearts I already have here, because I've already figured it out. I've already kind of hacked that. These are the people that are going to give me kudos back, because guess what? They want me to download, and they want me to get kudos. Give them. They want to give me kudos, and ultimately they want to friend me for something, maybe some sort of service that they offer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give all the kudos I possibly can to these people. Now, one thing I didn't and I haven't focused on yet, which is basically going to be my next level of this, is actually doing downloads. However, I still want to continue to go over exactly what I mean by reverse engineering this and by going on the psychology. So I would go, if I was looking for people that are interested in marketing and stuff like that, I would look in here and see which ones should I go after first. Well, real estate agents, these guys are all in marketing. So look, I've pretty much got every single one. Now, I haven't got all of them, but this is a very new, fresh category. But if you notice here, like, look, if you start here at the very, very bottom, these are the people that are probably the most hungry. So what I mean by that is if you start at the bottom of every single list, you scroll all the way down and you start at the very bottom, these people, I believe, are highly likely to give you kudos back because, again, they want the same thing. They want to build their list. So in order for them to build their list, you have to kind of get yourself in front of them, and then they're gonna reciprocate. It's a micro commitment. It's micro reciprocation. There's nothing, it's actually easier than giving an email address on a kudo. Now, there's the other steps, obviously, but let's continue to reverse engineer this. So we've got real estate, we've got marketing, we've got spiritual, that might be a good one. We've got techie, education. I don't know if education would necessarily be a good one, but maybe adventure, entrepreneurs. We can go to entrepreneurs and look, there's my friend Charles Fuchs. And then also if we scroll down, my friend Chris Record is here. My other friend Brendan Noble. Got a lot of people up here, that are just crushing it here. Brennan is just crushing it, and so is Charles. But see, these guys jumped on quick. In fact, I found out about GhostCodes through Chris, and he's obviously been growing. And I don't even think he's really been promoting this at all himself. So, very easy thing. He told quite a few people, but that's that. So basically, you can scroll all the way down here and then see, all the hearts at the very, very beginning. Now, that's far. So I don't need to go too far on that, but you can see up here that is actually featured. So I wouldn't even be featured here. Look at this. The bottom person is 1.2 thousand. So I wouldn't even think about getting myself into this group until I had maybe 1.8, 1.9, and then I might actually stick myself in this group of entrepreneurs on that list. Now I'm going to continue to stay in marketing until I either get higher or I'm close to some sort of spot there on the entrepreneur list. And I might actually move up to entrepreneurs because look, it's closer to the top than from the bottom. Again, it's just part of the, reverse engineering it. Once you have that number, you would be able to get back to there. Now there's celebrities. We can see how many people in celebrities are there on the very bottom. So the celebrity one, gosh, I could probably crush this one. If I wanted to. I could be third from the top if I wanted to be. That doesn't mean anything though, as far as numbers of people in there. There's a lot more. Go to brand. That could be a good one if I was branding something or if I had a company. Again, let's see how far I would be from the top. So I'd actually be somewhere in the second row. And then inspirational, again, that's the other one that's pretty big, tough one to be in. Really tough. Look how competitive those top areas are. In fact, I wouldn't even mess with that one for a while until I possibly get there. Entertainment, beauty, business. So business is another one that's good. Look, Grant Cardone. He's not the number one person. However, he's being featured, and I'm sure very, very soon he'll be there because obviously he's Grant Cardone. He's got a huge reach that he can hit. If he wanted to market this, he could be really big. So that's how that works. Remember, these people get the kudos faster because they're being up here. But remember, the first thing I said is start from the bottom. You can obviously give all the top people, but start from the bottom. My theory and my speculation on this is that the people at the bottom have just installed this and they're going to reciprocate with you sooner. So if you want to grow on this. Now remember what I said, that I've only been doing this for a week and a half. So being that I've only done this for a week and a half, this is a huge opportunity and a chance for you to actually build your following very, very quickly. In a week and a half, I've gotten 220 downloads. So what does that mean? What do downloads mean? I'm going to make another video next. I'm just going to explain to you guys what downloads are and why they're important, and then what my next test on the GhostCodes will be. So we'll see you on the next video. And remember, Remember to go and find me on Ghost Codes, either under Top Success or my name, Carl Schickert. Remember to give me a kudo. Remember to download me and upload me into Snapchat so we can go ahead and start following each other right away. And I will give back to you as well. So we'll see you soon on the next one at snaphacker.ninja. Thank you.